you look at the legislation 6.2.
Yeah.
6.2 of the legislation says that, because I'm not reading from
it says the
okay.
Commissioner General shall not contract a private service provider to provide at a fee or commission any revenue monitoring or revenue assurance service for the purposes of this act.
Fantastic. Can the GRA tell us, because the GRA did not have a platform for the monitoring and revenue assurance of e-levy before e-levy came to Parliament. Now they claim they have a system. Can they tell the Ghanaian people how they acquired that system? What public tender, public procurement process went on, and who the service provider is? If they can show us a procurement process, signed off, publicly advertised, signed off by PPA, I'll never speak on this matter again. But the facts remain that Express Pay has built a platform which the GRA claims that they are going to be using. Question is, how much are they paying them for it? Now, another critical thing you should bear in mind is Express Pay is a PSP. It's a payments support or service provider. They are in competition with several other PSPs that are supposed to be on this platform. Now, all of these PSPs are looking for a share of the market. So they come to multimedia and say, we can offer you this service and at this price, competitive pricing. So Express Pay is in competition with other PSPs. What the GRA has done is to pick an Express Pay platform and basically mandated, actually, it's not a request, it's a mandate that all the PSPs and EMIs who have merchants, and these merchants are the clients of these PSPs, submit the name, contact details, and all relevant details of your client base to this platform that is being run by Express Pay. Huge conflict of interest. So I'm in competition. It's just like, it's as though the NCA decides tomorrow that all radio stations should provide all your business partners who run adverts, but provide it to a platform that is run by a sister radio station. That's the huge conflict of interest you're seeing here.
So let me ask this. So you're saying this because you've seen what, a contract?
I'm saying this because the GRA has set up what they call Skype groups, and in those they've set up Skype groups for each PSP. The GRA has already written to the PSPs to submit these details. Now, when they submitted those details in the Skype groups, you go on your Skype group, a PSP logs onto his Skype group and is hoping to talk to the GRA Technical Implementation Committee, and you see Mr. Kojo Hesi of Express Pay on the Skype meeting for a different PSP as a technical partner for the GRA. So it's as though you go to the NCA for a meeting, and when you go to the NCA as multimedia, you find Samens of City being part of the NCA's team to sit and vet your processes. How comfortable will you feel? I'm putting this on for fact, and I said the PSPs on the Skype group meetings, Mr. Kojo Hesi, I've mentioned his name, has been in those meetings as part of the technical implementation, because Express Pay, and Kojo Hesi is one of the founders or one of the CEOs of Express Pay. So how then do you,
one of the shareholders,
how then do you expect persons who are competing in the same space to then now start dealing with, in quote, a regulator who is a private sector player?
I understand your point, but is that contravening the law?
The law says that there should be no private entity. So is Express Pay doing this as public service?
So what if they built a platform?
First of all, you keep saying Express Pay. If you don't mind, let's clarify this. First of all, you keep saying Express Pay.
Yes.
Is the arrangement between GRA and Express Pay, or between GRA and Kojo Hesi?
It's between Express Pay and the GRA, because it's the GRA that is running this. And you see, it's interesting. Again, and I've shared with your production, as soon as the e-levy came to Parliament, this was a deal that was cooked. And I mean, today I said I'm doing full disclosure. There's a gentleman called Ernest Akoli at the Ministry of Finance and GRA who works in there. He's been doing this Ghana.gov thing. I mean, they're the ones behind all of this cooking. You get it. Now, as soon as e-levy was coming up, they go to the Registrar General's department and change the shareholding structure of the company. And I've shared that document with your production, so I'm sure you can put it on your Facebook page. Originally, in 2014, when ExpressPay was registered, there were 7 shareholders. Yao Botre Anku, Afidede Nassam, Pa Kofi Frimpong Bafoewa, Chum Jin, Samuel Vanderpoy, Alice Ejiri, and Adrian Kobe Adams.
Okay.
The largest shareholder, who held 245,367 shares, was Afi Dede Nassam. As soon as e-levy came to Parliament and the whole thing started, a letter went to the Registrar Generals introducing 4 new individuals as shareholders. Curtis Ni Amu Vanderpoy. And let me repeat this. The biggest shareholder, Afi Dede Nassam of ExpressPay, held 245,367 shares. The next to her was Chum Jin, who held 103,488 shares. Curtis Ni Amu Vanderpoy is introduced, and he holds 3,291,199 shares. Kojo Ni Ayihesi is also introduced onto the shareholding structure. He also holds 3,291,199 shares. Kwei Mensa Abuadri Hesi also is introduced, holding 711,610 shares. William Nitete is also introduced, holding 2,194,133 shares. Between these 4 new entrants into the shareholding structure, they are holding over 10 million shares, ordinary shares of the company. The real owners, in quotes, or the 7 previous owners, shareholders, put together, are holding less than 2 million.
Okay.
Shares.
Are you suggesting there's something wrong here?
The shareholding, look, nobody's a kid. Okay? There's this 241 million Ghana cedi deal being cooked, $40 million deal being cooked to get something done for the collection of e-levy. A private sector vehicle is selected without recourse to our public procurement laws, because we have not seen any public look, a $241 million Ghana cedi contract cannot be done by head of entity.
But is there a contract? That's the most important question.
So the question we should ask ourselves is ExpressPay, and I've been saying this for 4 weeks. Why has ExpressPay not come out to say they are doing this as public service and they are not collecting a dime?
But is there a contract? We can't say things that we haven't proved. And I have to give this disclaimer, okay? We have not, at Joy, we have not independently verified any of these claims. We are now going through details that Sam George is sharing, okay? So allow me to play the devil's advocate. Is there a contract between ExpressPay and the GRA?
The GRA will be the best to answer this.
Okay, so you haven't seen such a contract.
Like I've said, they'll be the best persons to answer this question.
All right. Now, the change in shareholding, is there wrongdoing here? Is there something, or for example, are you seeing the introduction of, say, some politician or politically exposed persons into the shareholding structure of this company?
I mean, the 4 individuals who have been mentioned, it is if you are in this space, you would understand whatever connections or political affiliations exist.
So who is the biggest shareholder now?
The biggest shareholder, there are two of them, Curtis Ni Amu Vanderpoy and Kojo Hesi.
All right. We know Kojo Hesi, right?
Absolutely.
Is he politically affiliated to any party, as far as you're aware?
Why me you asking me his political affiliation?
If you are aware, I'm sure you will say so.
His political affiliation is
not known to you.
Well, for me, it's not known. I've not seen.
Right.
He's not shown me his voting card.
How about Curtis?
Again, these are individuals who, like I said, I would not be in a position to sit here and say are NDC or NPP. However, like I've said, there are relationships that predate they're coming on board.
It's good that you've said that, because the one thing we have been able to verify is that the original biggest shareholder, Afi Dede Sam, is married to Curtis. That's husband and wife.
Sure.
So the wife used to be the biggest shareholder. The husband is now the biggest shareholder.